Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Man United may run out of time to appoint Mauricio Pochettinho as PSG cost becomes clear. PSG may have to pay 17 million to sack Pochettinho. Pochettinho is under pressure at PSG. But despite that, Mauricio Pochettinho wants to stay at PSG. He's been in charge of PSG for over a year. His contract expires next year. I think Pochettinho has won a French Cup with PSG. Before PSG, Pochettinho managed Tottenham. He endured a 5.5-year managerial tenure with Tottenham. Analysing the vast majority of his managerial tenure at Tottenham, Tottenham were competing in and out of the top four. In his first season at Tottenham, got them a 5th place finish. In 2018, Pochettinho got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final, and at one point he almost won the league when he was Tottenham manager. Tottenham made a bad mistake sacking him at the time. Before Tottenham managed Southampton, he managed to guide Southampton to their highest ever finish in the Premier League, even though he did endure a short managerial tenure. And a lot of years ago he managed Espanyol. Pochettinho's well proven in the Premier League, which is beneficial, and I do think he is a good manager, even though he's hardly won anything. Revert back to when Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho. Manchester United should have got Pochettinho then, but the club decided to go with Solskjaer instead. And on my last video, I gave you the news on Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag is the favourite to become Manchester United's next permanent manager. The Ajax CEO, Edwin van der Sar, will not stand in Erik ten Hag's way if he asks to move to Manchester United. Erik ten Hag is ready to leave Ajax at the end of this season. He said not so long ago that Manchester United are close to agreeing personal terms with Erik ten Hag. The compensation package could be less than 5 million for ten Hag, which is cheap. Yesterday, Sky Sports News said that Manchester United have a 4-man shortlist for the next manager, and Thomas Tuchel is not included. So the names that were mentioned were Pochettinho, Erik ten Hag, Julian Lopetegui and Luis Enrique. You know, Manchester United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Sir Alex Ferguson. You know, Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson. The managers we sacked David Moyes after 10 months. Manchester United finished 7th under the David Moyes era. And then Man United sacked Louis van Gaal after like 2 years. We did win the FA Cup under him. Then Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United because he did win 3 trophies in his first season. The 3 trophies he won was the Europa League, the EFL Cup and the Community Shield. The reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board and bad disputes with the top players, and Last year, Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after almost 3 years in charge. As you all know, Solskjaer's final game in charge of Manchester United was the 4-1 defeat to Watford. And when Solskjaer officially got sacked, he gave a farewell interview, and he got emotional in that farewell interview, which of course was understandable because Solskjaer is a legend of the club and he always will be a legend of the club, and he was part of Manchester United for a long time. You know, like I said, he was Man United manager for almost 3 years, and Solskjaer did endure 11 years as a player for Man United. So there you go. Ralph Rangnick, as you all know, Manchester United are considering sacking him. Ralph Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for over 3 months now. It initially said he's Man United's interim manager until the end of the season, and then it did initially say that he's expected to take up a consultancy role for a further 2 years, but obviously now the consultancy role is in doubt. Rangnick has lost 4 games, in all competitions as Manchester United's interim manager. Earlier on this season, it said Rangnick wants the permanent Man United job. You know, there's been good performances under Rangnick. There's also been poor performances as well. I've got to say, Rangnick has been totally blameless for the poor performances. Like I said, I've got a lot of respect for Ralph Rangnick. I think he's a very good coach. Revert back to earlier on this season, Rangnick recommended Ewan Sharping as an assistant coach and analyst. He also recommended Chris Armisen as an assistant coach, and he recommended Saz Chalenzin as a sports psychologist. So he has made changes since he come in. Before Manchester United, he was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. He has enjoyed 1 transfer window as Manchester United's interim manager. Unfortunately, Rangnick did not get backed. Man United enjoyed a very disappointing January transfer window this year. Earlier on this season, Rangnick said his aim for this season is for Man United to finish in the top 4. Well, Man United's focus is now on finishing in the top 4 this season, because Man United can't win a trophy this season, because not so long ago Man United got knocked out of the Champions League by Atletico Madrid. Man United have not won a trophy for 5 years. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Manchester United have not been the same team since Ferguson retired, and a lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when Ferguson retired, which obviously it has done. We've got to accept that no one is going to replicate what Alex Ferguson did at the club. You know, Ferguson brought success to Manchester United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles, but he didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. So it does take some managers time to settle in. Alex Ferguson was Manchester United manager for around 26 years. So reflecting on that, he was a very long-serving manager. He is the greatest manager of all time. Alex Ferguson retired almost 10 years ago. The only mistake Ferguson made was recommending David Moyes when he retired. But the reasons he did that at the time is because they're both Scottish, and obviously at that time Ferguson had a lot of time for Moyes. You know, Man United have only won, 3 trophies since Ferguson retired. You know, we've only won, 4 trophies in the last 10 years. And in the last 10 years, Man United have spent over 1.3 billion. And we've brought a lot of players in since Ferguson retired. You know, Rangnick is inheriting players who other managers have brought in. You know, none of this squad is Rangnick's. Earlier on this year, Manchester United appointed Richard Arnold in as the new chief executive. Obviously, he replaced Ed Woodward. It was good news from Man United perspective that Woodward stepped down earlier on this year, because obviously Woodward was one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. You know, Woodward was Man United's vice chairman for around 17 years. The Glazers, you know, they've owned Manchester United for a long time. They've owned Man United for around 16 and a half years. The Glazers bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. You know, and as you all know, there's been rumours that Old Trafford could be demolished. You know, this is what the Glazers are planning. You know, Man United are looking to upgrade the stadium. You know, we are looking to increase the capacity to around 80,000 at the moment. Old Trafford holds around 75,000. You know, Old Trafford is the second biggest stadium in England. You know, Wembley's the biggest stadium in England. Man United have played at the same stadium for 112 years now. In the summer of this year, I'm expecting Manchester United to make signings. In the summer of this year, I'm expecting Manchester United to sign a midfielder. I'm also expecting us to sign a striker. You know, signings are definitely needed. On the other side of things, a lot of players are going to be leaving Manchester United this summer. There is still deadwood at the club, so the players who I think will leave in the summer, I reckon Rashford could leave. Rashford has been subjected to transfer speculation. You know, Barcelona are interested in signing him. Samuel Lucas mentioned that not so long ago. Real Madrid have been interested in him. PSG have been in for him. Atletico Madrid have been in for him. And Romano said earlier on this season that Marcus Rashford is considering his future with Man United, as he is concerned about his lack of playing time. Not so long ago, Rashford was dropped from the England squad, so too was Jadon Sancho. Rashford's contract at Manchester United expires next year. He's a decent player overall, but you know, Rashford's enjoyed a lot of poor games this season. Rashford has not been the same player since he had that operation on his shoulder. Rashford missed the first 2 months of this season with that shoulder problem, and earlier on this season he had a minor leg injury. Rashford has been part of the club for a long time. He came up our academy and that. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and he broke into our senior squad back in 2016, and since then he's gone on to make nearly 300 appearances in all competitions. Edinson Cavani, he'll also leave Manchester United in the summer. As you all know, he's been linked to a move to La Liga and Brazil. He's out of contract in the summer. Man United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Lingard will leave in the summer. Like I said, he should have left in January. I reckon we'll get rid of Van der Beek and Martial permanently this summer. At the moment, Van der Beek's out on loan with Everton and Martial's out on loan with Sevilla. Mata, I'm expecting him to leave in the summer. He's out of contract in the summer. Mata's been at Manchester United for 8 years. I initially thought Ronaldo was going to be leaving in the summer, but looks like he's not leaving now in the summer because Spanish outlet AS said not so long ago that Ronaldo has no plans to leave Man United this summer. He's willing to see out his contract. Matic and Pogba, I'm expecting them to leave in the summer. Jones and Bailly will leave in the summer because they don't really get in the team. You know the news regarding Maguire. The Manchester Evening News has said today that Man United are prepared to sell Harry Maguire. You know, Harry Maguire is not good enough to represent the club. A lot of Man United fans have been demanding for the captaincy to be taken off him. I can't understand how he's still United captain. Earlier on this season, Rangnick said that Maguire will remain Man United captain until the end of the season. We wasted 80 million on Maguire. We definitely overpaid for him. You know, we could look to sell Wan-Bissaka as well in the summer, and I reckon we'll offload Dean Henderson. So there you go. So guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.